And it's on to our second match of the day right here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium in your 2024-2025 Philippines Football League season. We've got Kaya FC Iloilo, the defending champs, and Mendiola FC 1991. So glad you could join us. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is Clara Manzano on call for this one. Kaya, the defending champs, and there is Mendiola, of course, who are struggling to find their bearings right here in this season. But it is all to play for, as we always say. We are in the relatively early stages of the season, and we will eventually take a look at our league table to assess, of course, the implications of this match. But let's first note that Taguig FC is in the or tops the table at the moment, but teams below have matches on hand. But of course, their hard work's been paying off. Well, let's get to it with Kaya. A win today for Kaya FC will allow them to tie Taguig on points, and they will still have a match on hand. While you are Mendiola, they are struggling and are at the bottom, winless in 5 games. Not even a draw to show for it with that massive minus 19 goal difference, and they need to kickstart things ASAP because it seems they have spiraled already into that tough stretch, and we're not able to carry on that momentum from finishing last season strong to take a retention spot in the Philippines Football League. But that's how we see things going so far. Of course, both teams are hungry, of course, and Kaya FC carry on its build up to their AFC Champions League 2 game on Thursday. That will take place here actually at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. But here is that lineup of Coach Yu Hoshide. There's Walid Beru in goal getting a start, and then Odi Menzi and Mardiano are the fullbacks. Marco Casambre and Akito Saito are the center backs here. Kaishu Yamazaki is listed as holding midfielder. Eric Eso is there an attacking mid alongside Jan Meliza, and then Lucas Del Rosario is up front, and then to his left and to his right respectively, that Japanese or another Japanese dynamic duo in Taiso Horikoshi and Shuto Komaki. And there you go, that's the squad, and plenty of big names are actually on the bench. But do note, this is a deep squad with a lot of players who could actually start in other teams, and it seems, of course, we'll have to manage some of their players also with that upcoming game. But expect Kai to still go all out. But let's head over to Mendiola FC 1991, and then that crew of Coach Dan Padernal. It's that tough stretch again, but it's still some of the usual players being played here and there. Hopefully they could get out of that slump. When we look at it, there's Manesh up front, and then Hajamadi listed at the wing, and there's Lapas and Begandomi in the middle. Johnson on the right, that's Jacobo Johnson, of course, and then there'll be Antipuesto and Razonable at wing backs, and then 3 center backs with Michael Sims, Shaide Manesh, and then there is Edulan, and then we've got Moaye Dizade, who will be playing in goal as expected. And of course, that bench will be massive for Mendiola FC 1991. But first, we'll take this break before we'll eventually head over to our pre-match ceremonies. Back at the Rizal Memorial Stadium again for your Philippines Football League action. As we see our captains, there is Oli Menzi for Kaya FC Iloilo and Hamed Ajemadi for Mendiola FC 1991. And we do have, or let's run through our match officials. Si Mick John Pineda ay ang referee, si Brian Buergo at sila Hussein Mag-Osara ay ang ating assistants or linesmen. Si Aldos Mirafuentes ay ang fourth official. Si Ariel Montaña ay ang referee assessor at si Mr. Mark Ian Baldo ay ang ating match commissioner. Si Claro Manzano, your commentator for this one. It is a triple header today again. Ito ngayon ang pangalawang matchup natin ngayon. Earlier today, Taguig FC defeated the youth national team 4-0. As it's on to this one again. Mendiola FC in blue and then Kaya FC Iloilo in black and yellow. Well, we went through the formations earlier, and it is a 4-3-3 for Kaya FC and Coach Yu Yoshide. And then it is a 5-4-1 here for Mendiola FC 1991, who have struggled again in this season so far. Bottom of the table over the 10-team field. They need to do or start catching up now because the deficit in terms of points may get out of hand. There you go. As we mentioned, Kaya FC Iloilo in black and yellow. And of course, over the course of this match, we will run through our statistics and show you the form that these players have been in as of late. And Kaya again juggling international competitions with this Philippines Football League season, which is normal, of course, for top teams. And it seems that Lucas Del Rosario is indeed playing up front. That's how he was listed on the team sheet. But there are times, of course, our teams will play mind games and shuffle some players here and there, as Kaya got it going quickly. Milad Begandom, he did play for Kaya in that 2022-2023 season. To be precise, it was in the second half. And from Kaya winning that PFL season, it was, they just didn't clinch the trophy, obviously, but we're also nominated to the Shopee Cup, which is ongoing now. It was thanks to that season, of course, that they were nominated to play in the Shopee Cup. And of course, to add, there's the usual AFC competitions. It was a Champions League spot that they earned then. As it's with Akito Saito now. He'll play it along again. They got to keep it in. Komaki to Diano. Still with Mardiano. There's Eljan Razonable. It was off or outside. It hit the side netting, and then it is a goal. It is a corner kick, first of the match this evening. And Mendiola, of course, will look to hang with this team and then possibly try to come up with an upset. And here's the corner that's going to be sent in. They go for the back post. This one was stopped. Hamed to chase up against Jan Meliza, but Meliza got to secure. So he gave it over to Komaki. It's Meliza in attacking mid. Komaki again on the right wing. Over to the left. Taizo trying to send it to the other side. Komaki in front of the goal. No good right there. Close but not quite. Well, the crowd was feeling it and getting into the game through that also. Kaya knocking on the door right away. I believe that was Oli Menzi who switched it up there, not Daizo. Because there was Daizo. But there was the stop that Mendiola definitely needed with Shaidai Manesh. Ahmed couldn't reach it, and that is why it will go the way of Kaya once more. Diano knocked it out wide. It's Komaki again. Sending it. And Daiso wasn't exactly on the same page there. But regardless, they get to keep pressure here in the attacking end. In terms of previous results, Kaya FC actually did defeat Loyola, their rivals, 3-2. That was last November 13. And then for Mendiola FC, they did fall to the youth national team on November 12, and that's what's keeping them at the bottom of the table. Points are very difficult to get again. And if you settle for a draw, teams will earn a point each, but sometimes that can do more harm than good. And Moaya Dizade will resume play here. And then this is a whistle against Lucas Del Rosario from the looks of it. And who are the players to look out for here? Kaya's leading scorer, and Martini Ray is actually on the bench. Martini Ray, one of the newer players in this Kaya FC squad again. This is the first pro team that he is playing for after opting to skip his final year of eligibility with the FEU Tamaraws in UAAP men's football. And then right behind Martini in scoring, Shuto Komaki, Jan Meliza have a pair each. We'll try to double check that actually with the tally of Shuto Komaki. Actually might be a little more than we think. And then when we get over with Mendiola, it's Memari Manesh with 2 goals to his name. As Mendiola goes for the long throw, it's bouncing inside the box. Diano the defensive header. Eso set it out to the side. Shuto Komaki getting it. He's been very active to start the game. Did not secure it completely. Oh, I spoke too soon here because Razonable couldn't hold it for too long. Eso. It's hit to the left. Casambre over to Saito. And here was the clearance. And that was courtesy of Shayday Manesh. That's now with Akito Saito, whom we recall, of course, has that long-term contract with the club. That's definitely a big boost to have a piece like him at the back, especially with Kaya being very ambitious with international competitions. As Meliza took a fall here while trying to win it. And then this will become a free kick, which is in a dangerous area, but you would have liked it to be closer if you were Kaya. But you will deal, of course, with the cards that you were dealt. Here was that. The holding from Ahmed, hence the foul. Meliza also rolling over while taking that fall. Bodies now at the edge of the goalkeeper box. It's put into the area. They get it to Jangoba Johnson. Hamed hit it out wide. Over to Jangoba Johnson. Walid Beru with the stop. He's out to keep his goal nice and clean, as he said when we got to speak before in previous weeks. What a close one for Jangoba Johnson. He'll try to build off of that momentum. Now here was that find. Kaya's backline not in sync. And it was Kansmari Antepuesto who sent that. But Mendiola has been going for these long throws. It's the second already in this game, as this is in front of the goal. And it was just cleared out. Now Walid Beru, of course, you could read from his body language, expected better from his back line. But of course, they'll take that. Mardiano was there, but that was an emergency. They had to bail themselves out of that. As it will be a long throw from this side. Manesh. Eso. Kareto Komaki. Well, here's Michael Sims. He'll try to send it the other way. A little bit of the back and forth. Now it's with Daiso now. You do not want to let him do this if you are Mendiola. He has options inside. Will he take it all the way or find the teammate? Pero sinalo naman dito ng goalkeeper because Mendiola's backline got the job done. And Daiso back again with the club after a stint in Thailand. Well, it resumes from the back. Milad Bengandom will try to play Django but Johnson. Well, here's Walid Baru again. Casambre. They're eventually swinging it to the other side. The Japanese connection. Plenty of them in this one. But in the last few passes or so, it's Komaki, Saito, and Yamazaki. As it's with Lucas Del Rosario. He's been stellar, of course, in league play. Tiano was cutting it back, but the flag is up right here from our linesman. Kita nga natin sa kanan kanina. Kaya still unbeaten in this season. They have 3 wins and 1 draw. And they'll try to keep it that way. Of course, by adding a win, draws can potentially hurt you again, as we've said. Yes, you add a point to your tally, but sometimes it just won't cut it. Changoba Johnson hit it out wide. Dito man kay Antipuesto. Try to send it in. Begandom couldn't reach it, but they're piling up the pressure here. And it rattled around, and Casambre is here to the rescue. Bola pa rin sa Mendiola. And it is, of course, it is Memari Manesh who's been sending in these long throws. It is a game changer. And now that they've been doing it, they need to convert these chances. Here it comes. That was off of Audi Menzi. And Lucas Del Rosario eventually got it here. Shoto Komaki. What a ball here. It's off to Daiso. And it's Daiso now versus Sims. And as we see there, it is eventually a corner kick. Corner kicks mainly going the way of FC Iloilo, but the long throws of Mendiola are essentially like corner kicks, but of course lacking a bit in power as compared to a corner kick, of course. Changoba Johnson couldn't play this one long. It was blocked. Pero nasa kanila pa rin ang bola. And do note in local play, Kaya FC still has that undefeated run. Other than being undefeated, or that run stems from the Copa Paulino Alcantara. And then last PFL also saw them go invincible. And that is still the case here. Kaya got that massive win in the ACL2 group stage, avenging their loss at this very stadium versus Eastern of Hong Kong by winning the reverse fixture, which was played, of course, away. At na kay Komaki ngayon, nagmamadali. Nahihina sa porta. Nandun si Lucas Del Rosario sa harap. Eric Eso naman dito sa kanan. Sending it to the middle. And there's that defensive stop again from Mendiola. It's about hanging again here with the big guns, not just for 20 minutes, but over the course of this 90-minute game. Here's that look once more. Antipuesto knew what he was doing. And sometimes that would spell disaster when we talk about scenarios like that. Disaster because sometimes it may result into an own goal. Pero sabi nga natin, Antepuesto did know when he was getting into there. So they have this corner to stop. And it's eventually taken by the keeper. And there was a Mendiola player down earlier. He wanted that foul. Definitely not enough for Mick Pineda to deem it as a foul, of course. Or was he selling it? You be the judge. And played long here. Shuto Komaki. He's just been winning the ball left and right. Ito naman si Eso. Eso kay Daizo, binalik in an advanced position. Too deep and the flag is up. Number of those calls already here versus Kaya FC. Here's that. Ooh. There you go. Interesting. But the referee's decision there will stick. We had that. We had that. We have the benefit of replay right here at the panel. That's why we got to take another look. Referees have to call it, or referees have to call it real time. Well, play will continue anyway. It's Kaya knocking on the door. They'll try to wear down this opposing Mendiola side. Well, if we go over with assists in a bit on that category, as there was that clearance. What a collision here. This is on the face. Cassambra is okay. Going back with the statistics, after this collision between Cassambra and Milad, showing their love for one another there. Getting tangled up. For the love of the game, of course. Trying to win that ball for their team. Pero lipat naman tayo sa assists category. Shuto Komaki and Jan Meliza lead the way for Kaya FC with 2 assists each. Dito naman sa Mendiola, there's Banaynal, Hamid Ajimadi, and Milad Begandom with 1 each so far in this season. As possession is at 59-41. That's how things stand after 15 minutes. Who'll convert that to a goal, of course. Daiso got this. I don't think Chan Meliza was on the same wavelength there. Kaya nakuha ng Mendiola ngayon. Hamed threading the needle. Oh, the flag is up here though for Mendiola. So earlier an offside for Kaya. Now it's an offside against Mendiola. Let's take a look. And there you go. Offside as we saw it was played when Mendiola's attacker in Memani Manesh was behind the back line already. Tandaan nga natin, siya yung long thrower nila as we've observed. Captain the Audi got it to Daizo. Flags up again here though. A little bit of that back and forth. Teams getting flagged offside. Now hold on. Mendiola trying to get some distance right before the free kick from the back. Oh no, whistle here again. It will still stay though with Mendiola FC as we are done and dusted with 17 minutes of this game. Still goalless as we speak. It's Kaya FC Iloilo in black and yellow, and then there's Mendiola FC 1991 in blue. So it's Mendiola with possession. I still try to play it long, but not a problem for Biru. You're catching this game on the PFL's Facebook and YouTube pages, also on Premier Football and Premier Sports. Thank you very much for joining us. It's a triple header again today. Afterwards, there's Maharlika Taguig and Dynamic Herbs Cebu FC. Saito binigay kay Casambre. Casambre. Ori Menzi. Just blowing by his man. He got poked away, pero nasa kanila pa rin ang bola. And quite a windy day here now at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Now that it's Burr months, but we could sure feel the heat earlier in the hours building up to today's games actually. Begandom versus Casambre actually. They got it now. All they string their passes in the midfield. How Mendiola make them work and possibly get a counter going. Now kay Diano ngayon. Diano to Kumaki. They've shown that chemistry again. Yamazaki. Mardiano gave it back, of course, to Shuto. Lucas Del Rosario, Jan Meliza. And they will somewhat reset, but it's deep in the attacking half. They'll opt for the switch because Mendiola clogged the right. Casambre, not to thread the needle. Eso naman. Can Eso win it back? There was the clearance though. Dito mula kay Shayday Manesh. Well, with the clearance, traffic will carry on. Marco Casambre staying at the back also just in case. But the back line of Kaya is well in the attacking half. That can leave them vulnerable since there'll be no offside if Mendiola launches a counter. But they are confident with the way it's going. And they need to pick up that goal though. But they get it now. Hamed versus Melisa. They've been going at it in this game. But Hamed here not happy with his teammate. And there was that triggered mula kay Keith Idulan. Hamed was fouled. That's why Mendiola will resume play in the middle of the field or in the midfield. If there's Japanese influence dito nga sa Kaya with a lot of Japanese players to add to their Japanese coach, Yu Hoshide. Mendiola has that Iranian influence. And other than that Iranian influence, again, Mendiola's links to San Beda University, a distinguished institution here. And it's back with Maya Dizade, getting this one back from Shayday Manesh. So just to clarify, of course, for Mendiola, yung officer in charge nila sa long throws ay si Mimari Manesh. And then there is Shayday Manesh with number 66, or the number 66 jersey. And it's a center back. Just to clarify, of course, for our folks. A win again for Kaya. Will get them tied with top spot, but will be edged out in goal difference. But they will still have a match on hand. As Mendiola got the stop here. So far, so good for their back line. Millet's clearance, though, just easily picked up by Saito. Showing us, of course, his first touch. As we've said, Kai will play here on Thursday in the AFC Champions League 2 versus Hiroshima. And then Cebu will be playing versus John Book away. Yes, there is a foul. And Mendiola win it on the right wing. These guys, of course, are livid. As expected, we see Hamed just voicing his frustrations. Let's take a look again here. Nakuha ni Komaki. Let us know what you think in the comment section. But it will stick with a free kick. Yan nga, kwentuhan session nila kanina. Right before play will resume. It's from a tight angle, so definitely it is going to be a delivery here. There's targets inside. You note also there's Komaki at the corner, the goalkeeper box in case of a dummy play. No whistle is blown. The service from Melisa. The stop. Eventually a goal right here for the defending champions. Looks like it's Odi Menzi, the captain, making it 1-0 in the 24th. The fans in the stands loving it. Let's take another look. Chan Melisa with his left foot. And it came off Begandom, I believe. There came the captain, of course, to lead by example and send that home. 1-0 Kaya FC over Mendiola. And before we will carry on with play, Mick John Pineda, our referee, is having a word or had a word with Aldos Mirafuentes, our fourth official. It seems like Coach Dan Padernal will get a yellow card. We can presume he was also not happy with that foul that was called on the right wing. Oh, and is it going to be a double yellow card? Oh, there you go. That just happened here. Well, Coach Dan got his yellow as referee Mick John Pineda was walking away. Coach Dan hurled some words. Referee Mick John Pineda turned around. That was not a redo. He just gave a second yellow card to Coach Dan in a span of 10 seconds or so. We do recall Coach Dan just returned from a suspension, actually. And that's gotta hurt if you're Mendiola. But play will carry on again. And Casambre. And look for this hole, or where will they punch through? We'll try to break down this Mendiola formation, which has a back five again, a 5-4-1. Offside now here, though, for Lucas Del Rosario. Lucas Del Rosario, of course, has been impressive as of late. The fans, of course, were also clamoring for him. He's definitely, you could say, won their hearts with his stellar play. Not just now, of course, with Kaya FC, but even last season with Maharlika Taguig FC. But here we go now onto the left. If it was offside on the right side, it was offside here too on the left of the broadcast camera. Teams as of late exchanging offside calls. I would like to see that on another angle, though. We'll see, of course, later on. Over in the other end, Eso. Audi. Not the best of touches right there, though, from Taizo Horikoshi. Offsides 3 for Kaya, 2 for Mendiola. A combined 5. And we are only about 27 minutes into this game. Earlier today, again, it was a 4-0 W for Taguig FC. That was over the youth national team as it is sent in, but offside. We saw the flag goes up again. It was a little off camera, though. Well, now it's 4 offsides for Kaya FC. No goal here, even though you can hear the music for goal celebrations. Of course, Kaya fans would have liked that to be a goal. Well, we respect the referee's decision. Here's the press from Kaya. Will Mendiola be able to escape behind the likes the likes of Razonable. I beg your pardon there because it seems they swapped their wingbacks from what we have listed down. As here was Moaidezade taking a hard fall. He is holding on to the right side, of course. I do note Mendiola has seen a red card already. Oh, it was actually 2 yellow cards that led to the red of Coach Dan Paternal. Let's take a look at that. They're trying to play Daiso. Here came Moaidezade. I'm not so sure if Daiso actually hit him there. But regardless, we hope he's okay after this awkward fall. And this game has gotten heated, as we know already. And with this stoppage, of course. It is for the goalkeeper, understandably. But Moaidezade is good to go in this game. He's been their #1 as of late for Mendiola. And with their struggles, will this be time for them? So it's Mendiola FC again. They are in their blue uniforms. Naka-asul po sila. They're playing from right to left. The possession is back with Kaya FC Iloilo in black and yellow. The defending champs again. Both clubs actually with that rich history. It is Kaya FC. Well, Mendiola also with that strong grassroots program. Same goes for Kaya FC. Both clubs competed in the UFL days. Kaya, founding club of the Philippines Football League. Mendiola joining in 2019. It's been 5 years already. Quite a long tenure already. Or quite a long tenure, if you could say so. At nakashutok Komaki naman. Chameliza. And they play it long now, going for Lucas Del Rosario. But there was the header from Razonable. Kay Mardiano ngayon as there's another man down for Mendiola. They opted to put it out of fair play. But referee Mick John Pineda stopped play himself already. And it is Edulan, of course. I hope Keith's okay. And did he pull something actually while coming or while getting into that collision? Just getting a bit of that ice as we see. Well, let's look at another statistic if we went through goals and assists earlier. Sa clean sheets naman tayo. And as we said, it is Yuya Koroyama who continues to lead the way in that category. The Japanese goalkeeper for Manila Digger FC. But this is something I had to double check myself with our statistics. No clean sheets yet for Kaya FC. Expectations, standards have gotten so high that we could say this is uncharacteristic. 4 games already played for Kaya. They are going on their 5th game. And no clean sheet yet. Walid Baru, of course, wants to keep his goal nice and clean. That's the name of the game, of course, for goalkeepers. But that's how you could explain it. Dito kay Walid Baru. As this clearance may have been mishit. That's why it was set to the middle. Well, Manesh, of course, would have liked to get that going in the attacking end. Possibly a mishit again, from what I am speculating. But Moaidezade showing us that he's okay because he sent that and got a great amount of distance. Hamed kay Django Ba Johnson. But Audie Menzi was there and was whistled for the foul. And Mendiola are growing into this one. And also, as of late or recently, there was the AFF Women's Futsal Championship. Although the Philippines, the Pinay 5, did not make the medal round, they did show improved and promising play again in that tournament that was played at the Phil Sports Arena. As Hamed will send the service. Milad, but Walid Beru gets it. But it's a penalty right here. Walid Beru having a word with our referee. But decisions are final again after. Hamed, as we know, can put the ball in dangerous places if it's not essentially scoring distance. Let's see what happened with Milad Bengadom. I believe it is the... Well, regardless, that is why there was a penalty. I'm not sure if there was a delayed reaction. But regardless, referee Mick John Pineda signaled to the spot. And it's Hamed stepping up. Hamed, as we know, salvaged Mendiola's season last time around. That last season was just earlier in this calendar year. And he's stepping up to this. No goals yet for Hamed this season. Will this be the opportunity to jumpstart their offense when we refer to Mendiola? And Hamed scores here. And Walid Beru furious. But Hamed again, he's out to get that half-man, half-amazing form to lift up this struggling team. Is this going to be the start? This is not a consolation goal, of course. It's massive because it puts Mendiola back in the game. Interesting from Walid with the about face. But Hamed here sent it. I believe Beru got his glove to it from what I could see. But a goal here. And it's off that penalty. And we definitely had no intentions of the commentator's curse when it came to Cayenne clean sheets. After all, the statistics are right there, and we're just mentioning what we have. Well, that's confirmation for the goal of Hamed Hajimadi. And of course, we want to remind you that Sports Tribe is the official match ball of the Philippines Football League. All to play for, as we say. It's one apiece here. Kaya again drew first blood, and then Mendiola banked on that penalty, which they won. But they'll try to recover now because here's Lucas Del Rosario and Shoto Komaki at the back. It'll be a throw in though for Mendiola FC. Will they be able to shift momentum to their side completely thanks to that goal? Well, as we say that, of course, there's the quick hustle from Christian Lapas to get it out. Antepuesto. Over to Edulan. But this one was loose. Throw in taken quickly. Daiso set this one in. Tried to go for it. Well, there's the back line, of course, getting the stop. And it's one here. Milad Begadom got this one from Mimari Manish. Still with Milad. I'm not sure if that was an ankle breaker, if we could say. It happened all quickly. And we saw Mendiola struggling as Kaya got its numbers down. Counter-attack time now for Iloilo. Now it's with Daiso. Daiso with Sims. And it's a foot race. Shaiday Manesh. May banggaan nga dun. They collect. Sims will try to send it forward. And they do so once more. Jangoba Johnson hitting the brakes. Begandom. Some holding and grabbing there. That's why there's a foul. That's the momentum we were talking about. But this one is from the half line. But you will use the opportunities that you have, of course. Hamed the service again. That's what led to the penalty earlier that Milad won, when I recall correctly. He's the man who took the fall. Or he was the man who fell, actually, and got into a collision and was fouled, according to referee Mick-John Pineda. Yamazaki. Eso. Melisa. We saw, of course, the intention was right. The execution was off. 6 minutes remaining until additional time. But if we assess the bench, of course, of the two teams or the respective benches, it is Kaya with the advantage. Now, there's a number of Mendiola players who have been taking knacks in this game. Let's try to check who this is. But of course, play will be stopped for this medical or for the medical attention. Jangoba Johnson and Michael Sims using that opportunity to get a breather also. First, with his downtime, let's get a replay of our goals. This was the Jan Melisa service that led to the Audi Menzi goal. FEU Tamarao to FEU Tamarao. Kaya FC Ilo Vet to the other. Well, these guys refused to wilt because Milad Begandom was fouled. There was a penalty that went Mendiola's way. And here came Hamed Hajimani, their captain, to lead by example. Kaya 1-all ang score natin ngayon. Only Biru doing all he could in his might there. He did get his hand to it when you look at it. Well, not enough, of course, to stop it from getting past the goal line and into the back of the net. A little bit of ping-ponging here. Audi Menzi. Daiso! Oh my goodness! I am speechless with that finish. Well, there's a reason why Daiso Rikoshi won the Golden Boot in the 22-23 Philippines Football League. There was the ping-ponging again. Audi Menzi, the captain, finding Daiso. Spectacular. And Daiso beating his defenders, of course. I am speechless with this finish here. And the ball control too was spectacular from him. Daiso again just going back. But this ball is back into the goalkeeper box of Mendiola. Well, Daiso going back, the golden ball, the golden boot winner. 2 awards for him in the 22-23 PFL season. He was not with Kaya earlier this calendar year. Well, here's the cross that Boy Dizade got to get. And it was 19 assists and 15 goals for Daiso in the 22-23 season. Eso got this one. He was tugged. Referee said play on. Melisa wanted to take it, but he was stopped by Manesh. Shade Manesh to be precise. Eso back on his feet. Yamazaki. But plenty of space here for Shuto. Shuto Komaki got it over. Flag stays down here in front of the goal now. Couldn't make it 3. But there was Mendiola hustling enough to get the stop. But it's Daiso, from what I'm seeing, who is down there. Akito Saito will slow it down with Eric Esso. Confirmed that was Daiso who took a fall. But this one hits the side of the net as we have less than 2 minutes remaining until injury time in this match. Oh, sorry, check that. In this first half. I beg your pardon. There was a close one earlier. That was Daiso who took a fall. And again, later it's Maharlika Tagig and Dynamic Herb Cebu who will play. And players taking a fall or getting pinned down here and there as of late. It's been a physical game. That naturally leads to more cards though, when you think of it. But in this game, the first cards given out were to Coach Dan Padernal. 2 yellows again in a span of 10 seconds or so. And he was given his marching orders, the red. That's why he was sent to the locker room. Hamed played this long off of Jangoba Johnson though now. And a chance now. Mendiola. Sonable. Milad flicked it. Saito got the stop. Promising from the likes of Manesh there. Komaki. Friendly fire between Mendiola's players. But Daiso was in the middle and got it over to Esso. Esso controls it. Did not cross it, wanted to bring it in. Hamed. 3 minutes of additional time as confirmed by Aldous Mirafuentes, our 4th official. It's 2-1 already and we are only in the first half. It was Odi Menzi again who made it 1-0 and then Hamed equalized with his penalty before Daiso could give us one of his wonder goals. As there's the foul given up. Other than mentioning that it's a triple header today, may double header naman bukas sa PFL. Or tomorrow, Stallion Laguna FC and Loyola FC will clash at 4 p.m. as it's with Begandom. This one was definitely over. Tough angle though, come to think of it. Here's Milad up against some of his former teammates again, as we've said. And then after Stallion Laguna and Loyola FC's clash tomorrow at 4 at 7 p.m. it's Davao Aguilas UMAC and Manila Digger. The top 2 teams again after the double round robin will clinch tickets. AFC Champions League 2. The number 1 team again will play in the group stage of the ACL2. As here comes Melisa, sent it to the middle. And Mari Manesh. Hamed returned it here though to Manesh. E banggaan na naman dito. Oh, Manesh still has it now. But this one came off of Komaki, I believe. And Walid Beru, instead of a corner kick, makes it a throw-in. There was the hustle from Mr. Clean himself. It will be that walk-up, of course. We're expecting this long throw. Mula kay Mari Manesh. One of the many Iranians in this squad again. Using the surrounding space to his advantage. We have a track again here that surrounds this pitch. As they'll try to bring it now when we refer to Kaya Komaki. A little bit of that fake. They wanted to play to Lucas Del Rosario, but it ends up with Melisa. Some loose touches here and there though. And that's why Edulan will play it back to Aya Dizade. Sends it to the side now. Kay Razonable. The two brave men not in the same page though as Komaki. Cuts it back. A shot again. That's stopped by the keeper. Follow up. Is this one good? And according to our linesman, it is because the flag is not up. And it's for Lucas Del Rosario this time around. So it was 1-0 earlier. Mendiola leveled it. Kaya FC put its foot on the gas pedal. 3-1 real quick. Here was that spell that led to it. Kaya putting up the pressure here, making Mendiola crack, forcing them to cause mistakes. Mashuto Komaki, someone who has been very active in this game. Melisa shot denied. No one there to clean up the garbage. Lucas Del Rosario cleaned it up by scoring a goal. Well, essentially that is Lucas Del Rosario's first goal with Kaya. But that is eventually the halftime whistle right here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. It's 3-1. That man right there, Lucas Del Rosario, made it or bagged the third goal of the defending champs. Hamed, the lone goal scorer of Mendiola, thanks to that penalty that he managed to convert. And we'll take this break after an action-packed first half. It's Kai FC 3, Mendiola FC 1. back at the Rizal Memorial Stadium for your 2024-2025 Philippines Football League action. We've got Kaya FC Iloilo leading Mendiola 3-1. It was Ori Menzi again with the first goal of the game. But we've seen plenty after that. That's one of the first few, of course, of the game. And this one actually called Walid Beru to action. And Django but Johnson, of course, was looking dangerous. Well, that long throw has been a weapon for Mendiola FC. That, of course, boasts them further in their bid for scoring any points this season. Not goals, but points, as they are still winless. Well, here's that again from Odi Menzi. Melisa sent it to him, and then it came off of a defender. 1-0 at this point. And then Hamed put the ball in a dangerous area. There was a foul here that was called inside the box, of course, that leads to a penalty. And Hamed sent this one, of course, but had to face the stiff opposition. And Walid Beru, 1-1 at this point. But there were still more goals afterwards, as we saw. And Odi Menzi got this one to Daiso Horekoshi, who blasted it to make the score 2-1, and Kaya FC got to restore the lead. Well, here was Daiso again. That left everyone stunned with his capabilities. And then this ball to the side just allowed Kaya to press and force mistakes from Mendiola. And then Lucas Del Rosario cleaned up the garbage to bag his first goal with Kaya FC Iloilo. So that's his first goal with his new club. Do note, of course, he has an assist already. Well, that assist was earlier in the season. Just to clarify that. Here's the stats as we speak. Shots 8-2. Most numbers going the way of Kaya FC. And then do note that we actually have 2 yellow cards, and which translated to a red for Mendiola. But that was against their coach in Dan Padernal, but this is referencing the players' cautions, of course. But that's the cards, or those are the cards that we have as of late, as there is a double sub. Don't worry about the Kai FC player down on the ground. We oftentimes see Daiso stretch himself out in that manner. Don't you fret, of course. But here's Hamed and Mendiola FC. These guys have a hole to dig out of once more. Will it be the same script? They definitely want to avoid that. But with the changes that we got to see, Robert Lopez Mendy entered and will get a potential maximum of 45 minutes. And then there is also Martini Ray. Daiso just getting his final stretches in. Our fourth official, Aldous Minofuentes, telling him it's game time already. As we see Mendiola lining up its players at the half line. Let's see how they will execute in the start. We've seen a number of unusual ways to kick off the game. This can signify, of course, that they have the intention of pressing. Or pressing and getting numbers high, of course, for offense. And there you go. You could somewhat put it that way. It's Kai again in black and yellow. The defending champs playing from right to left as Casambre launched this. Off of Antepuesto. Martini Ray, first touches of the game. Lapas got it over to Mimari Manesh. And Milad Bengadom will try to win it, but Walid Beru gets it easily. Mendiola FC, on the other hand, in blue. Naka-asul po sila. They are currently behind the ball, playing from left to right. The Brave Men have a goal to show again for it. It was off that penalty. You got to see that, of course, earlier with the highlights. We'll run through our goal scorers also once more over the course of this game. At kay Daiso naman sa kaliwa. Left-footed cross. And eventually ends up on the other side. Mardiano naman. This one rattled around though. There was Keith Edulan. It rattled off of Edulan. But Maidizade managed to get it again. So there was a double sub again, as we've said, for Kaya. Robert Lopez Bendy will try to change it up. And here's a look at that. Dangerous. A little shaky. That will get you on the edge of your seat if you're Mendiola. Daiso to Martini. Martini can play that attacking mid-roll too. That's actually his primary position. Daiso, a little shift to the middle, but it was cleared. And the correction with our statistics actually with Chuto Komaki. He has 4 goals already and counting in this season. But no goals tonight. But he is actually the leading scorer of Kaya FC so far in this season in local play. Then right behind him is Martini Ray, who is in number 2. I previously stated Martini was the leader, but he is the second best scorer of the team again. And Martini gets it. Hamed took a fall. Well, this one will go back to the team in blue. We've seen that aggression despite of us only being about 3 minutes into the second half. Komaki. I think Komaki only has 5th gear and 5th gear only because he's been bringing that control to the game. He has definitely helped Kaya just take control. Casambre over to his center back partner Akito Saito. Prior to Kaya FC Iloilo, Saito's already picked up stints outside of his country, Japan. One of them being in India. Komaki, low cross! A save by the keeper. What a close one from Daiso. Komaki on the further end was in disbelief because that was so close. He would have loved to set up his compatriot for another goal and what more, get an assist. A save there, Boy Moai Dizare, and that's what you like also. Michael Sims cleaning up the garbage, preventing any rebounds. The pressure will carry on, of course. But Odi Menzi, we thought he overplayed it. Well, he did overplay it, but Shuto Komaki managed to chase it down, but he'll cross it again. Janko Johnson was there, but Odi Menzi takes it and makes it. Do remember, he scored the first goal of the game. We could just see that ball float in the air and into the goal. 4-1 here for Kaya FC. The defending champs flexing their muscles. We saw Jango Johnson get the clearance, but he was too deep. Odi Menzi launching it. Second goal of the season for Odi Menzi. Those 2 coming today. So it's a brace for him tonight in this relatively cool evening at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Cool because of the weather. We just wanted to clarify that with people. But it's absolute control here. Mendiola losing grips of this. Michael Sims, a little bit of that fake. I think Daiso even stuttered there, so did I. But it was offside as we saw there. Daiso to Shuto Komaki and that stretch. Let's take a look at that. This was the offside call. We also have some potential substitutions actually being lined up from what I was able to overhear from the radio from the local organizing committee. As it's with Robert Lopez Mendy inside. They did get the stop. Sims working hard, almost there with the bicycle. Robert Lopez Mendy appearing to be shaken up. This one came off. But he fell hard with Michael Sims, who sent his apologies. It's that left chest of Lopez Mendy. Kaya will have to be careful also because of their upcoming game on Thursday, right here again at the same venue. It will be the international stage, the AFC Champions League 2. Kaya, the regular representatives again of the Philippines Football League in AFC competitions. As we saw, Ori Menzi could not control that and keep it in. That's why Antipuesto will resume play. I believe that was Casambre who got it here over to Ori Menzi. Michael Sims, but Chan Meliza got that ball. It's Robert Lopez Mendy, often a scorer, but he's the one creating. Shuto Komaki, Kaya with numbers inside the box. This one bouncing in front of the mouth of the goal. I believe Sims cleared it already when it was passed and the touchline and outside. Well, you gotta love the hustle there. You have to play until the whistle, of course. Let's take another look. 3-4 bodies inside. Moaye Dizare got it. It was bouncing in front. I confirmed it's a corner kick here for Iloilo. You're catching this game on the Philippines Football League's Facebook and YouTube pages, and we're glad to have you with us on a Saturday night. It's a triple header again today. This is the second match already of the day, actually. As there's the header, stopped by the keeper, and may Mari Manesh with the clearance. Pero corner kick ulit sa kabila naman. Taizo whipped it in, and then the header. That was from Mardiano. But corner kick now on the other side. Only 8 minutes into the second half. And the action we've seen is aplenty. This one whipped in, and it is definitely over and out. So check that earlier. It was only the subs of Kaya coming out of the halftime mark. No other substitutions for now. But with changes, it is Mendiola. There's Akyapong and there's Ali Gamlush. But it carries on. Kaya piling things up, but there was the save at the near post by Moaye Dizade. Corner kick again. Corners left and right. Corners here and there. Kaya piling up the pressure. There's the subs coming in. There's Isaac Akyapong. And then there's Ali Gamlush entering also. And Milad Begandom's shift will end. There's also Jangoba Johnson's shift will end. And these changes are being made actually before the corner kickoff in times. We see coaches make changes after the corner or the set piece. Here we go. Let's see how Kaya will execute and how will Mendiola get the stop. This one bounced in the goalkeeper box. Martini versus Ali Gamlush. Chan Meliza, early cross. Collision. But Moaye Dizade managed to get it in a little or in a slightly awkward way. And there's a warning versus Kaya, of course, as they were blocking the distribution of Moaye Dizade. Hamed, a bit of that fake. Meliza just got to poke it out. But they still managed to get it. But it's eventually lost in the middle of the field. Do note again, may isa pang laban po mamayang gabi. We've got Dynamic Herb Cebu FC and Maharlika Taguig. That game will take place After this one, it'll be at 8:30 p.m. If Kaya's playing here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium on Thursday, Cebu will be playing in Korea versus powerhouse Jeonbuk Hyundai. Martini taking it from distance, but it was definitely out. So save that date again. There's also Thursday, your weeknight football. Shuto. Bring it to the middle. We'll take it from distance, but definitely out and about. Makaya, as we were mentioning again, have 3 points already in their group at the AFC Champions League 2 in Group E. They are playing with the likes of Hiroshima, Sydney FC, Eastern of Hong Kong, and a win from Kaya on upset over Hiroshima could get them to potential second place as they're hoping to advance to the round of 16. When we look at the other side, of course, with Dynamic Herb Cebu, they do have a point after rescuing a dramatic draw versus Mongtong United at the Raja Mangala Stadium. There was the shove, and there was the whistle. It's Mick-Chan Pineda again who is the man in the middle, our referee for this match. Tandaan nga natin din, may mga Philippines Football League matches bukas. There's Stallion Laguna and Loyola FC who will start the afternoon at 4 p.m. And then Davao Aguilas, UMAC and Manila Digger will play at 7. And they got to play this one forward. Akito Saito gets the stop. Now he wants to avoid the corner kick. That's with the captain, Odi. Kaisho Yamazaki. Taizo Horikoshi. Quick place here. But it is won well by Kite Dulan. Moai Desare gets it to Sims. Sims. Ali Gamlush. Edulan ulit. Gamlush asking for it on the wing. There's Antipuesto also, but who eventually got into an offside position. Then there's Hamed who was hoping to poke it away from Casambre. Mendiola again piled up some pressure also earlier with long throws. And they were courtesy of Memari Manesh. Well, we haven't really seen much of that in the second half. Yamazaki will slow it down. Saito. Seems Robert Lopez Mendy didn't get the best of touches there. Akyempong playing it back to Edulan, who's been busy as of late. But there was the slide though. That's from Yamazaki. They'll get it now. Antipuesto, nagmamadali. Has some space. Gets support. Making a run for it. Hamed to Ali Gamlush. Gamlush the cross. But the defense was there to deny Mendiola FC. 60 minutes already done and dusted. 15 minutes into the second half. Back-to-back action. Nagmamadali si Komaki. And runs into the brick wall again in Edulan. Mendiola will attempt to build up from the back. Gamlush, the touch a little loose, but he manages to get it. Tells them hold on. Hamed, he's been given some space though. Antipuesto. Oh, the flag is up here to their frustration, especially with how they've been chasing the game. But if Kaya's already controlling the game, what more? They insert one of their main men, their facilitator. And it is Park Yi-young. And other than Park, there is Marvin Angeles again, one of their midfield mainstays. And it is Yamazaki and Casambre who will head off. You gotta appreciate that from Yamazaki, just bowing to the pitch as he exited. I believe that is with their Japanese values also, with respect for the game and for the field. And with the changes being made, but first let's cut to this. As it is a goal kick, and Mendiola got the stop. It's about winning, getting these small victories here and there, building up, and then hoping to get the win. So we can definitely confirm that. Because yes, Park is Kaya's main man playing holding midfield. Angeles would also play that position. As here's Gamlush, and it was poked away by Odi Menzi. So Park Ji-young is playing right back. And then it is Marvin Angeles who is in that 6th position on holding midfield role, as Kaya likes to employ a 4-3-3. Interesting move here from the defending champions. Well, Park has got Bundesliga or 2 Bundesliga experience. Akito Saito. He's in a tough spot here. Clears it. But it was won by Shayday Manesh at first. As it's hit to Ali Gamlush. Ali Gamlush gave it back. Kaya is asking for offside, but Mendiola are keeping it. Razonable. And it will stay with Mendiola. Will it be long throw time? We will see. So far that may be the case. Oh, I spoke too soon because we actually did see Memari Manesh heading already to the side for that. But as play continues, it's with Edulan. We also see Amir Moaidizade out of his goalkeeper box. Ali Gamlush plays it to Hamed. No options inside to cross to, waits for support, tries to get it to Antipuesto, who skied this ball from the get-go. Interesting though, that ball was not outside. It looped all the way. But as we ended that, to show you the action, Robert Lopez Mendy showed us his version of the home run. Well, this was the play that we were talking about earlier, right before Lopez Mendy. But there was that flick from Hamed Antipuesto. When that ball was looping, we thought it was outside. Before the replay cut, we do recall that Park got it to Beru, who had to handle it. He headed it back. But when we continue, here is Mendiola getting up. Physicality here and there. Transition time for Kaya. Martini surveys. But great stuff from Michael Sims to just stop and slow down that run of Robert Lopez Mendy. Veteran moves from the former UP Fighting Maroon. And possession now at 55-45. But with this, it's a clear lead for Kaya FC. And it is Odi Menzi who is leading the way because he has a brace. And then Daiza Horikoshi and Lucas Del Rosario also provided the scoring. Speaking of goal scorers, from that list of people who scored, Lucas Del Rosario was subbed off at halftime. Kaya again have a big game on Thursday, and they have the luxury of rotating players as Park. The keeper just got his hand to it, not clear, or definitely not clear at first, before they had to scramble to get it. Here was Park, of course, but it came off somebody. I believe it came off the elbow of someone. But the volley was picked up by Park. Komaki wanted to get it to Martini. Park now, supplying it to Komaki. But here comes Daiso. Cut it back. Robert Lopez Mendy, keeper off his line, getting him to dance. And curled it in from the left side of the box. Welcome to tonight's Goal Scorers Club, Robert Lopez Mendy. It all started from this. Mendiola were not able to get the stop, and then the keeper, or this came off of the chest of the keeper. Lopez Mendy hustled, faked. Keeper was off his line. That's how we bagged his goal this evening. And with that, that's goal number 2 for Robert Lopez Mendy in this edition of the Philippines Football League. 5-1. And at the rate Kaya's going, this is set, of course, to be another win in the bag for the squad of Coach Yu Hoshide, who just calmly watches on from the technical area. But Mendiola was unsuccessful in getting forward. Here comes Daiso, no signs of letting go. Robert Lopez Mendy bagging a brace here quickly. That's definitely on the list for one of the fastest braces this season. Daiso, the provider. Lopez Mendy put that one away with his clinical finishing, of course. And he has definitely shown to Philippine football fans over the years. Kaya FC's fans are loving it, actually, in the center of the grandstand. Mendiola's crew just beaten. And Mendiola will continue to stay further at the bottom of the table with this result. And the brave man, or Mendiola, is winless again, as we've mentioned. No draws, or not even a draw to show. Antipuesto will try to get them that consolation goal as Gamlush got it to Hajimari. Martini raid the tug though. Ahmed is furious. Ali Gamlush was trying to connect. And Martini Reyes has definitely shown physical play over the course of this season. Let's also take a look at missing personnel in this evening. But first, there's Joven Bedic entering for Chan Meliza. There is no Mark Swainston, who's listed as not playing. And then you have Kaoyong Banaynal, Grado Herrera, Pitogo, Norozi, Hermida, and Behema. Listed as not playing for Mendiola today. As Mendiola get to recycle. Ahmed using his futsal skills or ball control skills. He gets hit again here. What a spell for him. It's Daiso who gets booked. A similar script last time around. It's Hamed and Ali Gamlush trying to connect. And then Hamed getting fouled. And these two actually have been instrumental for their respective teams this evening. So it's a free kick from the right side. A chance to make a service. Hamed sends it in. Mendiola could not meet it. Disbelief here from them. The frustration from Mimari Manesh. Not just because they did not take advantage of that opportunity, but because it's been that difficult evening for them again. So close yet so far in bagging another goal. Mendiola's lone goal again, thanks to a penalty from Hamed Hajimari. Odi Mensi and Robert Lopez Mendy lead the way with a brace. But Lopez Mendy could not make that a hat trick. Other goal scorers for Kaya FC are Taizo Horekoshi and Lucas Del Rosario. Well, here was Joven Bedic, who just entered the game again, giving that delightful ball dito naman kay Robert Lopez Mendy. They'll need to step that up, of course, given that they have Thursday's ACL2 match coming up. Mendiola will get this going again. Definitely sent out there though. Mendiola or Kaya trying to disrupt Mendiola's rhythm. Park. Less than 20 minutes remaining until additional time in this match. There's Maharlika Taguig again and Dynamic Herb Cebu playing later on at 8:30. It's Mendiola in blue, Kaya FC in black and yellow. The defending champs continuing to stamp their class here. We're catching this on our Facebook and YouTube pages. So glad you could join us. Don't forget, you could also catch the Philippines Football League on Premier Football and Premier Sports. Angeles, Martini Ray, driving it low, but it was shy here of the far post for him. This is Clara Manzano, your commentator for this match. And we are going to see another set of changes for his Mendiola squad. But first, here is this opportunity. This one was cut back, but it's eventually a goal. Wait, from the looks of it, it was Shuto Komaki, but there was also a defender in the way for Mendiola. Well, let's take a look at the replay here. There's Robert Lopez Mendy playing it to Park, who is in right back now. Definitely off of Shuto Komaki, who is and continues to be the leading scorer of Kaya FC Iloilo in this campaign. He has 5, but it's the first of the evening dito para kay Shuto Komaki. Here's the changes we were referring to for Mendiola. There's Andrew Sinclair entering the game. And there's also Brando Soliman. "7-1 is the score as Hamed got it over to Soliman. Mendiola continuing to employ that 5-4-1. Or could you even speculate it's a 3-5-2 with the way Ali Gamlush is even forward now in the middle. They play it long off Manish. Taking bounces, Ali Gamlush taking a fall. Free kick though, according to Mick John Pineda. It's at the edge of the penalty area, as our referee said. Let's take a look. Outside of the box as we see. There you go. But with that, it's a prime opportunity for Mendiola to bag another consolation goal. Well, their first goal earlier, of course, definitely had a lot of meaning as it leveled the scoreline and made it 1-1. But Kai, of course, with all its might, just forwarded 6 more. But a massive scoreline here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Do recall actually in the last meeting of these teams in the previous PFL, it was 9-1 for Kaya over Mendiola. It was Hamed who scored actually in that game, but that goal again a consolation also. But they'll try to trim the deficit as Hamed takes it, and it was off. Iloilo putting a man, of course, to lie down in case of any shots taken low. But Hamed would have wanted to convert that. It came off of Park, I believe. Walid Barou's wall getting the job done. But it's a corner now as we are in the 77th minute already. There's a fall from Sims. Cleared off, but Diano appeared to get clipped. But this one went out for Daizo. The play will be stopped first here for Diano. From what I saw, Diano swung and got clipped while clearing the ball. It happened in this corner kick. You see there was Sims getting the stop for Mendiola. Diano clearing it. I believe that was a hit, possibly from Sinclair or Sims. But no malice, of course. Teams are just trying to fulfill their respective obligations. Space here though on the left. Here comes Lopez Mendy. Soliman got to disrupt him though. Sims, and this one is back to the keeper. That's with Michael Sims again. But this one was loose. And it's just gifted back to Kaya. Ori Menzi will just take his time. But safe to say, the win is secured here by Kaya. But goal difference could be a factor again for any tiebreakers, as this shot by Park was stopped by Moaya Dizade. Other than club competitions that we mentioned, also there's the upcoming Mitsubishi Electric Cup. That is where the ASEAN countries will compete, as we've said. And the upcoming schedule, of course, for the Philippine men's national team. The Philippines will be hosting Myanmar on December 12th at this very venue. And then the national team will travel to Laos for an away game on December 15th at the Lao National Stadium. Before they head back home, it will be Philippines versus Vietnam on December 18 at this venue again. Before the national team will head to Indonesia. There's a save at the bottom corner by Moaya Dizade. And last game, of course, versus the Philippines versus Indonesia. The Gelora Bung Karno Stadium, their home field when you refer to Indonesia's team. A tough one to play against and a tough one to play in for away teams. And here was that early cross that was stopped by Saito. Kamlush to Hamed Hajimadi. But this one rattled around. You could see there was Shade Manesh who started this game. Manesh started his game at center back or in defense. And with the way the scoreline is going, of course, they've opted to throw numbers forward. Now we recap the goal scorers again. A brace for Ori Menzi and Robert Lopez Mendy. Saito came up with that stop. Soliman tried to take it. I believe that came off the hand of Robert Lopez Mendy or the arm. That's why. That's a free kick that was won here. Just running through the goal scorers again of Kaya this evening, other than the two gentlemen with a brace in Mendy and Menzi. There's Daizo, Lucas Del Rosario, and Shuto Komaki. Hamed again, the lone goal scorer for Mendiola. That was a penalty he converted. And it's a free kick here from Hamed's range. With this one, it's just a matter of trimming the deficit and making the scoreline look a little more decent. As Mr. Clean couldn't get it completely. Gamlush. Sinclair. Hamed the cross. But here was the clearance. Back to Sims as he received that one from Kite Dulan. There's Saito with that header. Park. Plenty of space at the back as Shuto Komaki has no company. And with that space, there you go. 8-1 here for Kaya. 3 players with a brace. Komaki, Lopez Mendy, and Menzi. 2 goals each. That's all we could say actually for this one. Goals left and right for Kaya FC. With the way Mendiola has been trying to come up with a consolation goal, they were left exposed at the back. As we were just waiting for the time to expire. And that was quite a run from Shuto Komaki actually. And we recall it was Park giving him that wide open here. Naka-fiesta siya. Mendiola running back, but not enough troops. It was too little too late in that spell. But play is delayed first because there's Walid Baru who is getting some treatment. We wonder, of course, who will be the keeper for Kaya in Thursday's game, because this squad of Coach Yoshida is stacked in that position. There's Patrick Dato also, and then there is Walid Baru. But Baru's back on his feet. He'll try to end this one strong. Yes, Kaya will get the win, but of course they would have liked to get the clean sheet. Hamed playing it long. And just to acknowledge, we did acknowledge earlier that Park is playing at right back as Marco Casambre was subbed off. That is not the usual position of Park. And then Mardiano is slotting in at center back. But with his quality, Park playing at right back, still changing the game here for Kaya. But it's difficult, of course, if you're Mendiola, you're winless, and how to stay motivated, of course, and get their act together in hopes of getting points on the board, because they can still do catching up. A win today would have helped them get into the mix with teams in the middle of the standings, but not the case tonight, as we see with the scoreline. Martini Ray, one of the players who came off the bench again. Diano, there's that FU to UE connection. Park. Martini to Komaki. Getting it over now to Park. But here is the stop that Mendiola needs. The table will be shaken up with the way Kaya gets to boost their goal difference in this game, as we will run through the numbers in a bit. with this 8-1 result. It is Kaya who tops the table, tied on points with Wantagig. But Kaya has a match on hand. Wantagig has played 6 games already. This is Kaya's 5th. As this one ended up with Audi. But there's the handball versus Gamlush, who actually got to stop earlier in the middle. With Kaya and Wantagig being level on points. Kaya FC gets to boost its goal difference and is now at a whopping plus 15 compared to Wantagig's 12. So those are the top 2 teams with 13 points each. That could possibly, or goal difference could be a factor in even determining who will play in the ACL2 group stage next year and who will play in the qualifying playoff. The group stage, of course, is where you want to be in international competitions. As Daiso will whip it in. Casually off the post, though. We expected better from the keeper, we'd like to think. Here comes Spark, but because of the way the teams had to set up, he figures now on the left side of the pitch. Komaki to Mendy. Robert Lopez Mendy blowing by Soliman. But there was Memari Manesh. Manesh just moved up earlier for a spell in hopes of attacking. Well, here comes Angeles. Martini. Komaki. I don't think he expected that with the way they have, or with the way they are crowding the box. But Mendiola's numbers get the denial, but it's a corner kick. Here's the last spell. The keeper thought we could presume it was out. Off the post. That's why play carried on. Corner. Stopped. The rebound off. And the corner was eventually taken low though by Komaki. There, as we see, that's already a dangerous area for Park. Lopez Mendy though with the press as we resume and get back to action. Soliman, he'll try to use the space as Daiso's right behind him. Gets it out. Here's Ali Gamlush and Angkyampong to the rescue. Sims will try to get it to the attacking end with that long ball, but it was collected as it's with Angeles. With Park playing right back, of course, the team would still gravitate around him again. Martini tried to shift there but fell. But we see Memari Manesh, he got it, of course, in a good spot. So good. But he was offside. He came from an offside position. So we're seconds away, of course, from getting our additional time confirmed in this game. And it's Kaya again, sealing a massive win. Hamed. 4 minutes of additional time as confirmed dito nga sa referee natin na si Aldous Mirafuentes, our 4th official. Ang kampong to Ali Gamlush with a cross. Came off of Akito Saito. And we do see our linesman points to the corner spot there right next to him. But this is definitely the biggest winning margin this season in the Philippines Football League. But records were set in the last season, as we know, as that was a transition season. Some new teams, of course, figured in the PFL, and we could see that the level was gauged with between pro teams and new teams who came from the amateur level and wanted to make a step up. And this scoreline is a far cry from the biggest margins in PFL history. As this one got into the way of Beru and he got it, but he took a hit while getting it. There was that ball. It came off of Martin Ray, I believe, and then Memari Manesh and Baru collided. But the Spanish keeper is okay. If this one heads over to Mendiola, it'll be a goal kick for Muay Dizari. So when we recall, actually, it was a 17-0 result, the biggest margin in the Philippines Football League. That's in the history, actually, of the tournament. That's when Montague FC defeated Garelli. But there were similar scorelines also. This one a far cry, but definitely a scoreline that is massive and that you do not expect. But Kaya continuing to play on as they are true professionals. Shuto Komaki. They drive it now forward to Memari Manesh. Getting through. He got to beat Diano. Daiso trying to head back also to support Ali Gamlush. Getting it over to Memari Manesh. But there was that dummy though from Shade Manesh, but no good here for them. It's back and forth again. But Mendiola having to get down quickly. Lopez Bendy. But it's another goal right here. Shuto Komaki. It's a hat trick for this man right here. That's all we could say, actually. Here's a look again. Lopez Mendy beating Soliman. Komaki beating Keith Dulan. Hat trick here. And he's the leading scorer of Kai again. And let's clarify that or add on. Komaki is the leading scorer of Kaya. Not just in this evening, but in this season. And with that, actually, Shuto Komaki has 7 goals in this season. He is tied with Saikuba Sise of Manila Digger in the Golden Boot race. That just shows you, of course, how every goal and game counts. As referee Mick John Pineda gives us the full-time whistle. And just like that, it ends that way here. A hat trick from Shuto Komaki. And he is our man of the match. Not just because of his scoring abilities, of course, but with the way he just dictated play from the wing. He only has 5th gear and 5th gear only. And congratulations to Shuto Komaki and Kaya FC Iloilo. And we recap our scorers, of course. There's a brace from Ori Menzi. Same goes for Robert Lopez Mendy. And there was Daiso, Lucas Del Rosario, who also added a goal each. That's to add to the hat trick, of course, of Shuto Komaki to make it 9-1. Hamed Hajimadi with the consolation goal of Mendiola. That was a penalty. No, that goal just ended up as a consolation. But when we recall, it became, or the scoreline was 1-1 at that point. All to play for at that moment before it became, or Kaya, the defending champs, fired 8 unanswered goals. I believe Shuto Komaki is holding onto the game ball as part of his hat trick. Seems the case here. But up next, do note we've got Dynamic Herb Cebu and Maharlika Taguig to eventually wrap up this triple header. Plenty of action again here in the Rizal Memorial Stadium for your Philippines Football League 2024-2025 season. But there you go, folks. It eventually ends. Kaya FC Iloilo 9, Mendiola FC 1991 1. And we'll sign off from this one. This was Cara Manzano, your commentator for this match. We've still got another game, of course. Hey, and don't you forget, there's also a doubleheader tomorrow.